Welcome to another episode, everyone. The Los Angeles County Jail. A very gruesome and bloody bloodbath transpired. One of the worst stabbings that you will ever see or hear about. It was executed and carried out by two Hoovers. One shall remain nameless. I will name one only because he has since passed away. In fact, he died some time ago, was unalived brutally. I won't get into that, by whom he was unalived and all of that. And I'm referring to Big Black from 107 Hoover. Rest in peace. The Big Black was my road dog, my ace boom kapoom. We were in Corcoran together in 1995 on CO. And he was a strong and solid individual at all times. And there in the Los Angeles County Jail, he had the opposition afraid of him, and even some homies, some members from his own section and faction dare not approach Big Black with any nonsense. And right there in the Los Angeles County Jail at this time, he had his hand into everything. He was running some things there in the Los Angeles County Jail. And again, he had the respect and fear of most people, had the respect of pretty much everyone. They had no reason not to respect him. He was strong on the street and strong in there. In fact, he had just knocked out in cold blood right there on the tier in opposition. Some people considered him a bully. I wouldn't say such, but he was known and prone to taking care of business pretty violently. And someone came into the Los Angeles County Jail, and when this individual came in, Big Black said he had to go immediately. The individual was a dude from Sex Jerk. Now, I'm not too familiar with them. I know about them or who they were or whatever at that time. But Big Black, come to find out, was messing with this individual's sister back in the day, way back in the day. He was messing with this individual's sister. And they had lost contact for some years, Big Black and old girl. And then they reconnected when she began to sell that Snoop Doggy dog. She was pushing peas. And she came to Big Black for some help with helping her get some of this stuff off. He helped her, long story short, and she didn't pay him everything that she was supposed to pay. So the next time she dropped off some peas, about 10 of them, Big Black, he kept it. Told her she was paid. He wasn't giving her anything. That she had played him out of his money after he had committed crimes and taken penitentiary chances, and that she had the wrong one to be playing with him like this out here in these streets. Excuse me, does she know who he is? How dare you? I'm keeping this, I ain't giving you nothing. So she's pleading with him because of their history. She knows him. Again, they had dealings, sexual trysts back in the days, 15 or so years ago. So they know one another pretty well. He also knows her brother slightly. You know, he was a little kid back in those days, her brother, but Big Black knows who this dude is. So she comes back over there and she's pleading with him to return the product, that she needs this stuff in order, to pay who she needs to pay. She needs her money. She's like, come on, bro, we all out here struggling, she tells him. Man, give me my stuff back. He's like, nah, I ain't giving it back. That's over. That's a wrap. So she goes back and tells her brother. This is like a whole nother story, I know. I'm going to get to the stabbing. She goes back and tells her brother. This is all important because this is what led up to it. She goes back and tells her brother, what happened. He took my stuff. He has 10 P's of mine, whatever it was. It was about that, I recall. And He tripping. He ain't giving it back. So little bro, all grown up now, gang banging and all, but he knows who this individual is. He knows that this is a strong, solid, some would say scandalous individual. He gets down in the gutter when necessary, and he does take care of business. He does rob people. You know, he does some things out here on these streets. And he was doing some things there in prison. None of us are perfect. But this individual knows that Big Black is a rider. And he's not going to tolerate any nonsense, but he pulls up anyway in defense and honor of his sister. And tells Big Black, where's the stuff that belongs to my sister? Again, they know one another. Black tells him the same thing that he told her. I'm not giving up anything. She owes me money. Did she tell you that? She owes me money, bro. You know, he explained the situation. She trying to play me. Dude not trying to hear it. Little bro not trying to hear it. Man, get her stuff back. Or else, basically. And long story short, he drew down. He drew his weapon. They let off shots. They had a shootout. They shot at one another. No one hit the other. Someone was grazed and this and that by a bullet or two, but no one died. No one was in critical condition. No one even got hit dead on. However, the animus now is strong between the two. And in fact, they're looking for one another out here on the street. One wants to end the other, and vice versa. Once you done had a shootout with someone, you can't chance it now. You can't trust this individual. You don't want to be on earth with this same individual, because next time he or she may not miss. So he's on a hunt and he's looking for this individual, well, to finish the job. He never fought. He never found him. He never caught up with him. And then there, as an unfortunate, if you will, fate would have it, in comes Lil Bro, the individual, to the Los Angeles County Jail, where Big Black is already known to be a terrorizer. And again, has many people, well, shaken in their county jail shower slippers. And when he comes in, again, Big Black, well, he makes it clear this individual has to do a disappearing act, and I mean now. He explained the situation. I already knew what had happened out there on the street, though, but he explained it to the rest of the homies that needed to know why this dude had to go. Because, again, I can't trust him. I can't sleep around him. I can't lie down around him. I can't be on the same tier with him. We had a shootout with one another on the street. And this is one of the situations where what transpires on the street can follow you to jail or prison. I've often said that what happens on the street stays on the street. What happens in prison or jail stays there. And for the most part, generally speaking, that is so. That is the case. But there are some exceptions. This would be one of them, where there's something so personal between the two where you cannot live amongst one another in peace there behind the walls because of what transpired there on the street. And this is a prime example of two individuals trying to delete one another, and as a consequence of this, now cannot live in harmony and peace there in jail together. So when he enters, and Big Black makes it clear what needs to happen, and he says, I'm going to take care of this myself. But one of the young homies who revered Big Black, as a lot of us did, said, no way, I'm going with you. Big Black tried to talk him down. I don't need any help. I got this. It's personal. This is between me and this dude, bro. You know, this dude tried to eat. Big Black is really upset. He feels like the dude tried to take his head off with his pew-pew. They were trying to take each other's head off, to be sure. However, Big Black stands firm and steadfast that he was correct. He was in the right, that this woman had tried to swindle him out of his money, fleece him out of his profit after he had taken penitentiary chances. And as a consequence of her indiscretions, well, he held on to what she gave him next. He felt like that was a fair exchange and not a robbery. Her brother felt different. A shootout ensued. And now Big Black, well, he's pissed. And he wants this dude out of here. And so a plan was put together of sorts to just run into the dude's cell and take care of business. Get rid of him. And whoever jumps up, whoever has a problem with it, well, the Hoovers had decided that they would attack them as well. It didn't matter. But it was up over something that transpired on the street. This is a rarity. But again, it does happen. In this case, a day or so later, I'm not even sure if this individual had ever seen Big Black, if he knew that he was even there in the module yet. But Big Black had seen him first. Had he seen Big Black first, things may have been different. But he seen him, spotted him. Dude had not seen him yet. So unless he went to his cell asking, man, who here from Hoover or whatever, then he doesn't even know that Black is there. But Black knows he's there. And so this dude really has his guard down when he runs into the cell on him, weapon in tow, with sinister intentions, with blood on his mind, retribution, and even death, because he believes that this man, well, tried to kill him. And in tow with Big Black was a young, thirsty homie, thirsty for blood, believing that by injuring and even unaliving another man, this would then cultivate his reputation. And so he's eager and he wants to get in there and prove himself. And they get the cell door hit and run in there. And dude is unprepared, sitting down on the bunk, and they attack him. Both had weapons out. And they begin to stab him viciously and brutally. The dude begins to scream. You can hear the screams on the tier because he's really screaming for his life. He's begging for his life. He has no chance. He has no weapon. And Big Black is a big black dude. And he's a beast. And he's angry. And he's on him viciously, and he will not let up. The dude is screaming, and they begin to choke him. And one of them grabbed his arm to stop him from trying to swing and flounder and fight back. And he was just opened up when they grabbed his arm and are holding his arms down. And they hit him and ended up stabbing him some odd 70 times, over 70 times in the face. His face was bloody. His face was opened up like a fish because they had razors as well. And when you use that razor, it just opens up and you see all the meat. And it leaves a nasty wound. And it was just brutal, bro. It was ugly. It was blood everywhere on the floor. Blood everywhere on the bunk. Blood everywhere on them. It was an absolute bloodbath. And they ran out of the cell, really, and had gotten away for a little while. But then the police ended up coming to get them, filing the case and the whole nine. They was going to court for this situation, essentially for attempted murder. Because no one could mistake that they were certainly trying to delete this individual because he had incurred so many stab wounds that they had to charge him with it. It wasn't just simple assault or assault with a deadly weapon. They charged him with attempted murder. Sometimes when you stab someone, it's just assault or assault with a deadly weapon, what have you. Not attempted murder. In this case, they charged him with attempted murder because they said this crime was heinous and vicious, and he was wounded everywhere. Certainly, you guys were trying to unalive him. And they had to sit there and fight that case for some time. Rest in peace to Big Black. who again himself was unalived back in 2010, right there in the hood. I'm not going to get into that. Stay free, people.